Cool.
I'll let the game burn without me.
Everybody I know was rooting for Kansas City, and here I am rooting for the 49ers. And it's like, why are you going for the 40? Well, because I grew up in the teams were the 49ers and the Cowboys. Everybody else is just, you know, they were the old school, you know, beat 'em up guys, and the Cowboys and the 49ers, man, they had all the flash, they had all the recognition. They were it. It's like oh, what's his name?
Well, how the
Flair.
turntables.
Yes, like uh like Steve Flair in wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I used to.
and
I
the
used to
Von
like that.
Erichs.
That was Von Erichs for a little bit before my time, but I remember Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and all those guys. Jake the Snake.
Yep,
But no, I just
and Hacksaw Jim Duggan with his two by four. He'd come in
I
with
just
his
don't
two
do
by four.
football, so I haven't really been keeping up with it. I knew it was coming around, but I hadn't watched it or anything. So,
Right.
well, I'm glad you guys took time from your busy football schedule or whatever you're doing to hop on this evening. Certainly
Yes,
welcome
thank you.
y'all.
Happy to be here.
So, if anyone is in traveling distance, I will be going to. I'm not actually sure what the name of the chapter council is, but they meet at the Knob Creek building in Temple, and I'll be giving a presentation to the chapter and council there on Tuesday.
Yeah. On Tuesday.
Yep.
I'm going to Austin 12 tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be. You'll enjoy that, I think.
Yep, I'm coming. Yeah, it's going to be a good meeting, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But but I will definitely be there
that's good.
and be square.
Yep, I'm doing York right tomorrow night, but yeah. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else really going on this week, Masonic, other than my presentation.
We uh we just launched the new MWSA 37 website
Nice.
yesterday. And yeah, I got it online Thursday or Friday, I can't remember, and finally got it to a respectable place. It's respectable anyways. I'm not saying it's done by any means, but it's respectable to where I can have it on there, and if people get there, they can get somewhere and contact people, and I can build upon it from there. But yeah, that was exciting because there was only one lodge that had a website or has a web that does have a website right now,
Hmm.
and that's 189. And you go to it, and it looks like something from the 90s. Now, I think it's awesome that they have their website. Don't get me wrong, but there comes a time when you've got to update all the graphics to today's standard and make sure it's going to be appealing to the audience that you're trying to reach.
Let me ask you about that because I've seen really good Masonic websites, right? But you have these older ones that are outdated. But I've also seen some websites. They're well-meaning, but they're just like everything you could think to put on it. And the kitchen sink is on there, and there's nowhere you don't even know where to navigate because there's so much crap. Like, what
Right.
do you think is an essential thing? What do you need to have? Me, I'm a minimalistic guy. Like, I like to have what you have to have. I like it nice and clean. But what do you think from because you built a lot of websites? What do you think from your experience a great website should have? What it should look like?
A good website should have a couple of basic things. They should have, first of all, how to get in touch with you. And you should have that on your first page no matter what. It's no big secret that this is your marketing item, so that's what you want on your first screen. I also tell everybody, put a calendar of the whole district's events
Hmm.
on your website. That way you have people from other areas clicking on your website to find information. And the more clicks you get, then you get built up in the algorithm, and then you become first place in Google. My most of my websites, within about 2 weeks, they become first in searches for Freemasonry on Google, and I don't pay a dime for that. I just place things on the front page so that it's easy for people to get to, and it attracts people. So the main things that you want to have on a website, on the first page, I always have my calendar, and I have my my contact us. And I never use email address. I never use a specific name of a person. I only say contact us, because you never know if that's going to change.
Yeah.
And you never want anyone to have your personal information on the web. And because you get the AI programs that are out there scanning just for email addresses on the pages of websites. So always do a contact us and not a direct email or anything like that.
So the contact us should be like a link to your email.
Yes, it's always a link. Yes.
Makes sense.
And that's another thing. On your first page, you don't want to have a bunch of information. You just want to have pictures of different things with a title. And you can have a little brief description of whatever that is, like philanthropy. We love to, spend money on the kids. At home, we support our community with programs for the schools, different things like that. But you have these buttons for them to click to go to another page that's gonna get them the information that they need or that they want.
Mm-hmm.
And those clicks generate better clicks and better positioning in the algorithms as well. So
you're saying not just clicks to your website, but clicks within the website itself also?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes. Very important. Very important. So on my first page, I always have a bunch of keywords that people look up. In fact, I make the website name, the domain name, usually has Mason or Freemasonry in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the domain for the MWSA in South Texas is South Texas Masons. It's not MWSA, because nobody knows what the heck MWSA is.
Yeah.
And this is the website for all the lodges to put a link to their website on. It's like a funnel to funnel people to their lodges, to get them to the lodges. And so it's the same way with your personal one also. What you want is links on the first page, because nobody wants to read a ton of stuff. They don't want to read this long page like in the 1990s when, that's all we did was put a bunch of crap,
mm-hmm.
Describing our whole life on one page, and then they go to another page and it's even twice as long. They just don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
So what people are looking for is quick information, and they want to be able to click to the next. If they want to keep going on this rabbit trail, they'll go there. If they don't, they're going to go somewhere else, and they want those options. That's what I'm noticing.
What are some good, because I have some lodges that we need to get like ahead of the game now. Like they had websites in the past, they're not there anymore. We need to update these lodges with websites. What are some good examples? Like if I wanted to see like what do your websites look like, where could I go?
You can go to GoliadFreemasonry.com.
Okay.
And go to VictoriaFreemasonry.com. You can go to SanAntonioScottishRite.com. You see how I'm doing that with the domains?
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what people are going to search for if they're searching in the search engine. They're going to type in Goliad. They're going to type in Freemasonry.
You said so GoliadFreemasonry.com?
Yeah,
www. It says the site can't be reached.
Put in a www on there.
Okay.
If you type it in directly, you have to do the www.
Oh, I see. Okay. I just want to see. All right, so you got your calendar there.
If you want, you can show it on the screen and let people see. That's one of the first ones that I did.
Yeah, let's try that.
And then we can take them to the Scottish Rite one. That's one of my favorite ones. Is the one that I've done for the Scottish Rite.
Okay, here's Goliad Freemasonry.com.
Yeah, plain and simple. So if you look at it, it tells you exactly what we do when our stated meeting is. We have a floor school every.
Oh, it's not working very well for the share. I forgot it does that. Okay, so I'm not going to share it because it jacks up the whole video. But
Oh, because of the
yeah,
graphic.
because of
Yeah.
yeah. But
No worries.
Yeah, I'd recommend anyone. So www.goliadfreemasonry.com, and yeah, like your
VictoriaFreemasonry.com and San Antonio ScottishRite.com.
okay. And I see like the landing page just has your basic like your meeting times. Looks like you got a calendar of your district right there, and then at the top a whole bunch of different links.
Right.
So how to
That's
become a
exactly
Freemasonry.
Yeah.
So, and Kadeem has his hand up. Kadeem, you have something?
Yeah, I do. Well, I just wanted to add on the fact that what Dennis was saying is that's exactly how Hillcrest also works with the algorithm.
Mhm.
To where when people search Masonry, it shows them Masons of Dallas and it directs them to the Hillcrest website. And on the landing page, there's right there like a little questionnaire that they fill up, and it tells them, hey, someone is going to get in touch with you. And the emails are monitored by the members of the lodge. So those are, I think, successful ways of always having some reach online.
Do you know the Hillcrest
Yes.
website off the top of your head?
No.
I'll just
I
Google
think
it.
it's
Dallas Freemason, DallasFreemasonry.com.
Dallas Freemasonry. Okay. Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's either .com or .org.
It's .org. DallasFreemasonry.org.
everything I do everything.com.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it's the most accepted form of web presence out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people think .org, they should do it with their businesses or whatever, with their nonprofits, but it really doesn't jump into the algorithms better for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're trying to, just reach people. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's why Masonic Improvement, our website's .com, because like you say, I don't know, something about .com, it's kind of like the standard, right? If you're like a .org or something, people think maybe you're just, I don't know, it's like a hierarchy of what is professional and what doesn't feel professional.
Right.
But yeah, Hillcrest also has a very nice.
Oh yeah, I like their site.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of truth to the reasoning behind using the .com and not the .org.
Mm-hmm.
If you're directing people to your own site, then all the time, then sure, .org is fine. But if you're looking for marketing to the masses, you want to use .com.
I'm trying to find. I like their website. I'm trying to find, because Kadeem, you mentioned like it takes you to like a survey, and I'm just wondering if it's like a Google Doc, but not a Google Doc, like a Google crap, where you could go and like Google will send out. You can do like a survey through Google, or how they have their information set up. But
yeah, I do
think
it
it's
just
good.
a direct email. I just do a direct email with us because I have people that monitor the emails, and if we get a hit, we're getting that brother. So it doesn't matter.
yeah,
I am the first vetting person with those emails. So I'm going to ask those questions that are important before I ever take it any further.
mm-hmm. What do you build your websites through?
I build mine through Google Sites.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because it allows me to embed code as well as use their templates, and it's free.
Yeah,
It's free through Google Sites.
and you
And
have
all your so the lodges are only paying for their domain name. In the first couple of years, it's only $10 a year, but then after that, it's only $20 a year.
nice.
So, really affordable.
Nice. And you buy the domains through what? The names?
I use GoDaddy.
GoDaddy? Nice.
Yeah, and I don't buy the extra security or anything like that through GoDaddy because Google actually has its own security embedded into Google sites. So once you build it, then you're already going to be okay.
Nice. The reason I ask is the reason we started this whole conversation, I guess, is because it's something I've been thinking about, and it's something we also have to. You and I have to have a conversation pretty soon about our website for Masonic Improvement.
Right.
But there's a lot of lodges in my districts that don't have websites. Neither one of the lodges that I'm a member of have one, and
Right.
like we need to. That's the people. The first place people look now is online, right? And if you don't have a good Facebook page and if you don't have a website, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot as far as, I mean, how do you have leads? How are you finding prospects? How
Well,
do you find,
here's something I'd like to say real quick, since you mentioned Facebook. How many hits do you get personally through Facebook, legitimate leads through Facebook for Masons? Think about ours, and we're probably more outreach than anybody.
Mhm.
Think about our Facebook page and how many hits we get for actual people looking to join that could join, and not just the people in Africa.
I was going to say those guys in Kenya are really.
Yeah, I mean they love us,
Yeah.
but in all reality, we get very few,
Mhm.
and so and even less with our lodge Facebooks. I would challenge anyone to tell me they get 10 legitimate inquiries on their Facebook page. I will give anybody that's one of our inner circle members $100 tonight if they can prove that they get 10 a month off their Facebook page,
Mhm.
because I doubt you get one. I doubt you get 10 a year off your Facebook.
But here's the thing, though. If you have a website or even a Facebook page and it brings one guy in a year, it's still
Well, yeah,
it's still a
paid for
lot.
itself.
Yeah.
Sure, but realistically, with the numbers of people that are online and the fact that all of our new brothers that are coming in grew up online, we should have a real presence
Mhm.
online, and not just thinking that they're going to trickle in by driving past our brick and mortar lodges.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. I think that we're so far behind. That's why as the MWSA, we created this for our area, and I'm actually doing a in-person workshop with all the lodges to build their websites right there on a Saturday. We're going to do it together so that everybody has a website that they can put on that attached to our site.
Dang, man. We need to do that together one day. Just like live or
Yeah.
something. Do
Yeah.
a live workshop. What's up, Kadeem?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to go to other districts and do that if they wanted to. I really would, because
About the website, I mean, it was crazy to say that. I did not know back then, like, lodges would actually advertise their meeting in the newspaper.
Mhm.
It doesn't happen anymore. So yes, online presence is very important now.
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's
the
where most
newspaper was the big thing. That was the brand new thing, and everybody looked at it.
Some
Everybody
towns-
wanted that.
Some towns don't even have newspapers anymore. Grandview, our official newspaper, like the city, because the city has have an official newspaper. It's in Cleburne. It's in the county seat. We don't even have a publication in this town anymore, and so that just shows, like
they
Kadeem's
used to
point.
rent from us.
It used to actually be in the paper. I mean, it was here too. It was in most towns. It was your meeting times and degrees or whatever else was in the paper. This is the paper now. This is where people are looking for news and events. So absolutely,
Yeah.
good point,
And
Kadeem.
then what happens is, once you get a good base, then you can start cross advertising. You can give your link to the Rotary, give your link to the Lions Club or the Chamber of Commerce, and make sure that everybody has a link to your lodge on there. But you got to have that website first. If they just go to Facebook, they're just like, yeah, they're dipping their toe in the web is what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yep. I mean, I'd say if nothing else, at least have a Facebook. But I agree. I mean,
Well, yeah, you should have. I mean, I feel guilty that I don't have Twitter and Instagram. You know, I don't do those things, and I should. And what I need to do going forward, and brother Mike King and myself were talking yesterday. Mike King, if y'all don't know, he's he's one of the higher ups in sales in for Fox Television, and we were talking yesterday, and he and I were discussing the differences between in the years of different advertising and things like that, and he himself was saying that Facebook isn't the way to go, that you have to have your website, and then you have to have things like little movie clips all over the place, because you're only going to get 30 seconds of their time before they decide if they're going to do it or go somewhere else. And they do that even for the television station websites and stuff. So that's how important it is for us to be on the ball with the new technology. I need to get Instagram embedded into the front pages of our website, so that it automatically they see that we're current with today's technology.
Well, they even say the same thing for like podcasts and videos and stuff. Like you have, I don't remember what the time is. You got like 10 seconds, if that, and someone will click on your video and they'll watch like 10 seconds, and they'll decide then if they're going to watch the whole thing or not. And that's why it's important to have like some way to engage people when you're coming in. You got some people like these guys, like the Inner Circle guys, and a lot of our subscribers, they'll watch the whole thing anyway, because I mean that's just they know what we're about and things like that. But for new people, you gotta have that hook in that short amount of time. I'm guilty of it. I'll start watching a video or something, and if it's not immediately start giving me information, I get bored. I might save it to watch later or something, but I mean, time's a commodity.
Oh, there's nothing I hate more than those videos that, or even when you click on one of those links that you think you're trying to get information on something, right? And you click on one of those links and it takes you to this website that this person wants to ramble on about 100 different things before they ever get to the point of what you even clicked to go to.
Oh, yeah.
You go through 2 pages of reading
recipes.
Yes, that is almost there, but not exactly there. And yeah, just going circles.
We were actually looking for videos over the weekend. We replaced an oxygen sensor in my truck, and these guys just go on and on and on. And before they even just show me, I want to click the button, show me where it's at, and which sensor's where, and that's all I need. I don't need you to show me your truck, and you walk around the truck, and you talk about what the issue is. Just show me the information. Give me the information.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I did that. Well, I do that on almost everything. With my water heater, with one of the ovens in one of the rental units. I do it for all that stuff, and I get so frustrated having to listen to that crap.
Yeah, and then you don't. Yeah, I mean, is it even going to be a good video? Is it even going to give you the relevant information? I don't know. I have to sit through 3 minutes before I find out.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not going to suffer through it to find out if it's going to fix my problem. I'm going to go to the guy that's faster at telling me if it's going to fix. Even if it doesn't fix my problem, I'll watch him longer because he got straight to the point, as opposed to this other person.
Absolutely. Is there anything else we need to know?
Because I think he's more valid.
What else do we need to know about websites? I think this is a very valuable conversation.
Oh yeah. They're inexpensive to do. It doesn't take anybody, there's a science to it, but it's not rocket science. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. So anybody can do it, but you don't want to just put anybody in charge. So for the Instagram and the Twitter
X.
Shit, X.
No, it's called X now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I still see the little bird, and so I think it's whatever it's called.
It's a slow transition, but yeah,
whatever
it's
its pronoun is, yeah, whatever its pronoun is, that's cool. But when you're dealing with something like, then this is very important. Anybody can build a website, but not everybody can manage it. It really takes a big picture thinker to be able to manage the website, and because They tell the person that builds it what they want, and then the builder builds it, and then they've got to go in with this big picture thinking and think, okay, how effective is this going to be here, 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 and am I invested enough that I'm going to make sure and answer those emails and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other thing on the Twitter and the Instagram, you need to have people that are actively using those things to do it. You don't want somebody who never does Twitter or anything like that, and they say, well, I'm the communications guy, I'm going to take over Twitter and Instagram, but they don't even know how to log in and create an account for Twitter and Instagram. So you want somebody who's actively using that technology, because they're the ones that are going to keep up with it.
Yeah.
The guys that just want to be in control of whatever's going on when it comes to the lodge is the absolute wrong guy to have doing that job. So
and I think
have somebody current in whatever you're doing.
And that's important. I think that's why we have so many GeoCity websites now, is because someone, they like, okay, we're going to make a website, and they did it in 1995, and then they maybe kept up with it for a while, but they stopped eventually. And so it's just as important to have someone that can maintain that. And if they can no longer do it, then someone else step up to the plate. That maintenance is so important, because if you start having outdated information, it's like a dead organization. If you show me who your worshipful master, if you say this is our worshipful master, but it's 2007 or something like that, that means, okay, this hasn't been updated in quite a while. Is this even still an active lodge?
Right. Well, that happened. Well, Trenton, go ahead. Trenton, you've had your hand up.
Sorry, Trenton.
Go for
I wasn't
it.
looking at my screen.
I'll get back to my thought. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's all right. All right, when I built my website, it was because when I tried to join, it took them 2 months to respond to me. And it was through Facebook that they ultimately responded to me. So I went out, used WordPress, built them a website, and I was just going to say I incorporated a thing called HubSpot. And it looks like a little chat bot at the bottom right-hand corner of the thing. And instead of asking a question and get an automated response, they ask a question, it comes straight to my phone, and then I can respond to them, and we don't miss somebody that way. So I've already talked to 1 or 2 people that way. And if I do miss it, then it usually goes into a little inbox thing, and I can check it later. And if they actually left their email, I could ask them, then I can reach out to them later. So.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I see your
Very
link
good.
now. DarcyLodge37.org. Yeah. So.
And it is a .org. So.
No hate on that. No hate.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that we have a total of 1,900 people in our city in Goliad, and our website has generated 4 or 5 hits this year for membership.
Nice.
Not that we've taken any of them, but we've had those hits, and they're legitimate because they're here locally that are inquiring.
What do you mean? What do you qualify as a hit? Someone clicking the button, or someone reaching out to the lodge?
Somebody reaching out. Yeah, somebody reaching out to the lodge.
Got you.
And over in Victoria now, the membership, or I mean the population is around 40,000 in Victoria, and we've had actual 4 or 5 members come in over the last year that are now Master Masons from the web. People I personally vetted and told them, come and have dinner, and 6 months later they're Masons. So, it works. It really does. And I'm not talking about shady people either. One of them was Postmaster General for one of the towns here. So, in fact, we have another Postmaster General that's in our lodge right now doing his fellowcraft. We're going to do that this coming Wednesday.
Nice.
That's yeah. I mean, this kind of stuff makes a difference.
Good.
But you always have to have the person that's willing to do it, or that's already doing it, and not just willing, but already doing it, because they know how to do it. It's fast for them. They can just get to it and go, and it's no big deal, But just because somebody's retired and has more time on their hands doesn't mean they're the qualified person to do the job.
Yeah, I agree.
Another thing you mentioned, before we get too far away from it, you mentioned the websites with all, the geo sites with, pages and pages of reading and stuff like that. There is a lot of stuff that we have that requires reading in Freemasonry. And one of the things that I think is so important, which I'm working on, as a matter of fact, after we get off here tonight, is utilizing things like AI to create the little videos to compress all that wording into a video so that somebody can watch something, as opposed to, and the pictures change every 10 seconds. And so it keeps their attention because it changes every 10 seconds, but the same topic is being read through. And so it keeps their attention span there. I'm a firm believer in it. I have our How to Become a Freemason and what is a Freemason.
Yeah.
I have those two things on the MWSA website, and actually my lodge websites too. But
and the proof is in the pudding on that.
Yeah, things like that are important, and there's free AI out there to help us do that. You just got to do a little bit of editing in the meantime to make sure that it fits your purpose. But I think that's what you need instead of pages of dialogue. I just wanted to touch on that because you said it earlier, and we didn't really expand too much. And I wanted to make sure that people understood that that's an excellent way to set up dialogue within your pages, even if you have them click on a link off of your home page to the next page, and then have that video at that next page, and put all these different words or whatever, and different thoughts and ideas, real small ones, around this video, but the video be the focal point, and let them just sit there and watch that video and learn a little bit about Freemasonry. That's a good way to do the whole thing that's on the Texas Freemasonry page, on Texas, GrandLodgeOfTexas.org. There's the one that explains about the formation of Texas Freemasonry and everything. So that one is like a full page of 12 font or 11 font wording. And that's a good one to put into a movie, one of those AI movies, because there's so much information, and good information, but there's so much that people, unless you're a Mason or really digging in and starting to really consider becoming a Mason, you're not going to read that.
That's a good point. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Most Grand Lodge websites, regardless of your jurisdiction, is going to have good information. And so if you create a page on your website, look and see what your Grand Lodge already has. And you could use that. Like if you want to use, say you want to do how to become a Freemason. I mean, there's a great video, like we made a good video for it, but you can also look on your Grand Lodge website and put that text along with the video, because you're right. Some people like to read things, but most people like to watch videos. Or they can click the video and read along as they watch the video. So that's definitely good advice.
If I'm not mistaken, when you look at all my websites, you'll notice there is a link to Grand Lodge, to the Grand Lodge website. I'm not afraid to send people there if I need to. I have enough things on there to where it's going to keep their attention and bring them to me. If they're interested in joining my lodge or in my area, they're going to come to me. But I also send them to Grand Lodge for information as well. I don't worry about that so much, because I know that one they'll just look at it and come back. That's not like some other, topics where it'll take you down a different rabbit hole. They're not.
I'm looking at your Goliad page, and How to Become a Freemason. You have a video, but you have that sandwich thing going on, and at the bottom it says, well, I'm not going to just read the whole thing, but it has a link to the Grand Lodge website. So, and your contact us page again.
Yeah, that's paramount. Have that as a footer, so that it hits every page, that contact us. And I don't know if I did it on that one, but I'm starting to do that on these now.
Yeah, you do have your email on the front page for the Goliad.
Do I have it as an email?
Yeah, you have, well, at the very bottom it says, contact us, Goliad, afam94 at Gmail.
Wow, I need
Yeah.
to fix that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
And
with as
see,
many
these are
with
the
as many
things
of
I
these
love.
as you make. I mean, it's you learn as you go, right? So it
Right,
makes sense.
right.
Like your older things are probably going to need to be. I mean, it's easy to forget stuff sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm actually getting ready to hand all that off to somebody else in the lodge to take over.
Nice.
But like on, you can actually even with and I like WordPress. Don't get me wrong. Um, they've got great um, content builders in their in their platform, but I like Google as well, and I can actually use it as a with the Google Groups, the workspace called Workspace now. I can actually have, like, if you look at the San Antonio Scottish Rite.com, all of our email addresses are secretary at scottishrite.com, San Antonio Scottishrite.com, IT admin at Scottish Rite. It's all like that. I have my email. Uh, I manage my emails through the Google Workspace as well, and it also comes with the cloud and all kinds of other benefits. And when you do that, and really it's only $8 a month, and lodges could typically afford this if they wanted to, really, even if it's just one person, because then you have an admin option over that one person, and you have a way to, if that person picks up the toys and goes home, you can just reset that email and somebody else has got it.
Yeah.
So that's that's why I did it with the Scottish Rite like that. The York Rite, I did San Antonio Yorkrite.org. It's the only .org that I've done, and we haven't moved into a workspace situation yet, which we probably should, because it's 3 different bodies in one. But that's one of the ones that I would really like to move into a workspace. But like I said, it's fairly cheap, and you get all the cloud storage and all the different docs options, all that kind of stuff, all the office stuff that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the slides, which is like PowerPoint, and I can't remember all the stuff. I'd have to look at it, but I've always been happy with them. They haven't messed me up one bit. And there was one time when 2 of us were using and working on the website at the same time, and there's an option to give a second user, but I didn't do that. We were just using the same login to do it, and we were doing it at the same time, and they locked us out.
Oh.
And all I had to do, they thought that it was piracy, right? So all I had to do, though, was just go in and log back in with my credentials, and it just freed it all up. It wasn't a big process. It wasn't something that shut us down for days or anything like that. As soon as I noticed it, I was able to fix it. 10 minutes later, it was done.
Very cool.
So they do kind of protect you from piracy. I firsthand, I know they can protect you from yourself.
I like that. That's good. Cool. Well, man, that's good on the website thing. I think that's
Sorry,
no.
I'm passionate about this. I believe it.
I think it's important, and I feel guilty that I'm here. I'm just thinking about all my Masonic organizations that I'm a member of that don't have any kind of real like online presence. This is coming from a guy who I mean, I'm all about online presence, and you are too. And so I need to step up my game on my end for my lodges, for their benefit, I think. But I mean, I'm a member of 2 lodges. Neither one of them have a website. I don't even know that they have a Facebook presence. I know for sure one doesn't. One did. I don't think it does anymore. And then, like my York Rite has nothing. My MWSA, but granted, the MWSA is new. It's only like 3 months old, but it needs something. So, gotta step up my game, man. What can I say?
Yeah, we all do. We're in a position now. In fact, that's why we're doing this with the MWSA. We're in a position now this year that we should be embracing growth and expansion and what we can do to bring a positive look to our fraternity. That should be our main focus, and the best advertisement we can do is online presence.
Yep.
And you can do it through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of crap, but all that is rented space that is not yours. They can shut you down at any moment and keep you shut down for any length of time that they decide to. Whereas a website is yours.
Yeah.
Yes, the website is yours.
I think of these lodges that spend thousands of dollars every year for scholarships and stuff. And really what it comes down to is you're trying to be seen in the community and ultimately hopefully get memberships. I think that's the majority of what most lodges do that for instead of benevolence, right?
Could you imagine if they spent $1,000 on marketing every year?
If you just put it on the website and blasted it on the internet and marketed yourself. You can have, if you have a Facebook page, let's just talk about Facebook. We don't advertise, right? Meaning we don't ask people to join, but you could take like how to become a Freemason and put it on a Facebook ad and blast it out to people. And you're not advertising. You're not asking people to join. You are sharing. You're paying Facebook to share information, right? You can do something like that. You can do something like that with your lodge Facebook page and put that in the ad. I think what the issue is I'm even using it right now. I'm saying ad, and at the same time I'm saying we don't advertise, right? That's different. Advertising, as in asking people to join, is different than sending information out in an ad.
Right. Well, and today is a perfect example. Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you know that it costs upwards to $8 million to make one of those Super Bowl videos? Well, actually, it costs a couple of $1 million to make the video, and then it costs up to $8 million to put it on for 30 seconds.
Wow.
But because they're reaching billions of people, it ends up being pennies on every person that they touch. And that's what we've got to be looking at. Yeah. That's the marketing mind at work right there, is how much are you willing to spend for how many people you're going to touch. Mm-hmm. So when you do the scholarship thing, if you bring somebody in to do the scholarship at your lodge, you have, their family of 5 maybe that come, and you have this big celebration and get them all excited about getting this $1,000 check, and you've affected 5 people that you hope will tell 5 more people each. So you're looking at 25 people total that's probably going to be touched by this thing. Maybe 30 or 40, but very minimal. Mm-hmm. Very minimal. Divide that by 1,000 and see how much you're paying per person, and really how many eligible people. So then break it down to male and female and do it just to the males, and you've got a lower percentage of ad value there. So why aren't we thinking more wisely as to how many people we can touch with our website? Mm-hmm. And if we want to get it out there in social media, that's great. Put the website out there. Get the link out there to everybody. Do the YouTube channel videos, and that's one of the things we're going to start for the MWSA is YouTube videos. We're opening up our own channel for the MWSA 37.
Smart.
That's I mean, it's there. It's free. It's ignorant not to.
I'm thinking as you're talking, and I'm sure people say, well, I know of something different. I know a different circumstance, and that's fine. But I'm saying, me personally, I've never known anyone to join Freemasonry because they are someone they know got a scholarship, they are someone they know got a community builder award, or anything like that. But you and I both know several people that have come back to Freemasonry because of the stuff we put online, or they joined because of the stuff we put online. I met one in Wichita Falls 2 weeks ago, right? He joined because he came onto our lives and he connected with other guys from Wichita Falls and joined, right? And so my point is, yeah, I mean, that's awesome. But my point is, for that same amount of money, you're absolutely right. The imprint you could have online and the impact that could have on your lodge is way more cost efficient than a scholarship or something like that. And I'm not saying don't do a scholarship, but I think a lot of lodges do that. Let's be frank. I think a lot of lodges do it because they want to get seen in the community and hopefully get members.
Every lodge does it because that's a marketing tool for them.
Yeah, but if you really want to market, use that money, get a good website, get a domain name, and take advantage of Facebook and whatever else to get your name out there. People don't join what they don't know about. Yep. And you could say they can, and you could say that, well, there's nothing stopping them from doing a search, right? And that's fair. But there's also so much bad information out there. So many, especially with all these scams, there's so many fake Freemasonry organizations out there. It's kind of a minefield. I mean, Fluff almost fell for it, right?
Yeah.
Fluff almost. I mean, that's what got him in. Was people were trying to scam him, and he reached out to the right people, right? But he didn't know it wasn't authentic. He didn't know it wasn't real Freemasonry.
Right. And the more authentic websites that we have out there, it's only better for the fraternity, because then people will be able to disseminate which is which, because they are browsing so much and they really put a lot of time into it before they actually click that contact us. So if the more good message that we have out there, the more correct information we have, the better it is for us all to get the good clicks, right?
But I think ultimately
that's what it's all about.
If your lodge is stressing that you're not getting new membership, but you have no online presence,
do this first.
Do that first, right? Stop don't try a pity party if you don't have any online presence, right? Don't wring your hands if you're not putting the effort in.
And as soon as that old guy in the corner, I shouldn't say old guy anymore.
You shouldn't.
As soon as that wretched guy in the corner says, "Well, that costs money," then immediately take the hat off of your master and walk around the lodge and say, "All I'm asking for is $1. All I want is $1 from each one of you, and I will start this freaking website, and we'll have it for 2 years off of this $1 donation that you're going to make this one time. We will have that website for 2 years at least, because of the deal that you can get through GoDaddy for the first up to 3 years. I always get the 3-year package because you get like $10 a year for 3 years or whatever. So I always do that first anyway. So you tell them this $1 is going to get you 3 years of advertising online with your own name, your own information, your own everything. I mean, it boggles my mind that people don't do this. It just amazes me. And I'm kind of surprised that some of the younger guys out there haven't, told the guys in their lodge. I'm interested as to why they're not telling the members that they need to be doing this.
Because often when you educate, you try to push for something, you inevitably are perceived as volunteering to do it. And just because someone's young doesn't mean that they know how to make a website or how to start with it,
right?
Or they have the time.
That's true.
And so, I mean, oftentimes people just keep their mouth shut because they don't want to be the one to govern the Facebook page or to find out how to make a website and try to talk people into doing the domain and all these things.
Well, and that's another thing also, is that it's not always going to be your young guy to do this stuff. There's a lot of young guys that just don't like Instagram, don't like Twitter. They leave it to the old guys like Trump to rule the Twitter world,
Mm-hmm.
and they just stay away from it. So don't think it's just because somebody's younger that they're capable of doing the job. Just find the guy that's most excited about it and willing to do it, and let them run with it. And you gotta let them run. That's the thing. That's the key. Say, man, there ain't nothing you can't do that we can't fix. So just have at it, have fun, make it cool, make people want to go to it.
Yeah. I agree. And like we have Masonic Improvement, we have the Facebook page, we get the website, we have we do have an Instagram. But all it is I mean Instagram, me personally, I'm not big on Instagram, but I know a lot of people are, and it's just images. And like some of the shorter videos I upload to that. And then we have a Twitter, but it's like the Twitter I created when I first made Masonic Improvement, so it's like the Lone Star Freemason. But I still, I mean, why not? If I upload something, I'll blast it out to Twitter. But it's not a focus. It's just to have a presence and nothing else. And I mean, is I don't know. Do you think a presence is better than no presence at all?
Right.
I mean, some kind of presence. I mean, if you post a link with a video you make or your website, people are going to see it.
Right, exactly. As long as whatever you're putting out there works, the link works, then you're good. As long as it still works. Yeah. That's what matters.
Exactly.
So you don't want to do too many links directly to videos from your website. You want to do generic links that take them to, a specific area or something like that. Mm-hmm. Unless you have the videos like we have that, they'll always be there. And I embed those. I don't use links. I always embed them. Yeah. That way they're there. They're attached to it. Yeah. But yeah, don't use outdated links. That's another thing. Because once you do that, then they're going to say, oh, this person doesn't take care of their website.
Well, it's the same thing as like the outdated website, right? If I click a link and all the links are going nowhere, is this even still an active organization? It's right. Just like driving.
This is a dead organization.
It's just like driving by a building and it's in crap shape, right? Lights are always off. It hasn't been maintained. It's overgrown. Is this even an active building, right? It doesn't matter if you're right in the middle of downtown. If your building looks abandoned, if it looks like an abandoned warehouse, it's equivalent of having an outdated website, right? It serves no purpose. You're not going to attract people from a falling down building or a outdated website, which is the purpose of a website.
I'm gonna find an image real quick. You need to enable sharing for me so that I can share what I'm gonna find.
It's probably not gonna work, but I can do it. Remember why I didn't share earlier? It was something about sharing through OBS, which is what I use to project the Zoom to YouTube. It doesn't like it share.
Okay.
But I'll let me see if I can find it real quick.
That's fine. Oh,
okay.
I'll put it as a picture behind me.
Okay. Look at you.
So let me
tech savvy.
Go here.
Daniel Dutton says, "Yep, CPL cost per lead. When you look at who is considered, I'm just gonna read what it says. When you look at who is considered me here and qualified, and then converts so close to the petition and then to Master Mason." I'm not sure what you're saying. I think it's typo. But yeah, I mean, I understand the gist of what you're saying. Yeah, if you look at the cost per lead as opposed to like $1,000 for a scholarship, when you compare that to like a website and how many people you're actually bringing in per dollar, yeah, definitely a website and having an online presence is going to bring you way more members. And granted, I'm sure, I'll be honest with you, and I know you could say, well, you're helping somebody with a scholarship. $1,000, you're not really helping somebody, even if you get that matched. It's 10 years ago, it wasn't really helping somebody. Now, after all this inflation, it's definitely not really. It's not doing much. Books are so expensive. you might buy a book for one semester, which I guess is helpful. But you have so many scholarships now that are much more than $1,000 that can cover a lot more things. I and that's why a lot of lodges I think have trouble getting people applying for scholarships, because if I have two scholarships I can apply for and I only have so much time to apply, and one is for $15,000 and another one's for $2,000, which am I going to probably apply for when they both require equal amount of effort? Probably the $15,000 one, and they're probably not going to do the cheaper one. Sorry.
Right. So see my lodge back behind me?
Nice. I like the eyeball.
Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So let me close this so I can see my lodge. Oh shit! Did I close the whole thing? There we go.
You're
So
good.
see how we have this our roof is one of those domed roof, just like roofs
Mm-hmm.
that's emblematic of the original Grand Lodge, Texas.
I like it.
Yeah, and right here we had fluorescent lighting.
So
And
you
we
say
have-
right here. I don't know if you're trying to point with your mouse or something, but we
Oh,
can't see it.
My mouse is there. Okay.
You can
So
point with your finger
you see
though.
you see the overhangs on
Yeah.
either side?
Mhm.
Okay, so up in there on the top side, there's lights that go across there, and there were 5 8-foot fluorescent lights with a huge ballast on each side lighting up our lodge. Guess how much it cost me to replace all those with LED lights
How
for
much?
my lodge?
How much? $10.
$180 for 10 8-foot lights, 8-foot LED lights. In fact, it's costing me more because I have to buy dimmer switches.
Mm.
Because now because of the brightness of the lights, you can see all the imperfections. So we have to dim it down so that it has its appearance. But for example, like you were talking about, when you're driving by a crickety old lodge, and that's not going to get anybody's attention. Same thing here. When it was my year as master, we had 1980s carpet. In fact, it was secondhand 1980s carpet in our lodge, shag carpet, that was disgusting. And we pulled all that up, literally threw it out the window like a body, and it landed in the back of a truck.
Why
and we
would they
hauled it
cover
off.
those floorboards? Why would you cover that?
Because that wasn't the thing in the 80s. Man, it was all chic to have carpet in the 80s. Everybody wanted carpet.
I've seen lots of videos where you have older buildings like that, and you have this nasty carpet, and they pull it up, or this nasty linoleum, like that cheap linoleum, and you pull it up, and you have these beautiful hardwood floors.
Yes, it's amazing.
It is.
Now on the downstairs, one of the projects we're talking about right now. So that's one project that happened just this past week, was installing all the lights in the lodge. And the other thing that we're talking about, we have concrete floors, which a lot of lodges do.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to go ahead and clean those out, hit them with acetone, and then stain them
Nice.
and seal them. So we're going to do that with our downstairs floors. And if it ever gets to a point that those kind of look shabby, it's concrete. All we got to do is throw wood on top of it,
Yeah.
and have wooden floors. So it's not like we're doing anything that can't be done over later.
Mm-hmm.
All of the stuff that we do is stuff that is not easily fixed. There's nothing that can't be fixed. So, guys, let's just get busy and get to work and do what's right for our lodges and in our communities, and get an online presence, and make sure that our lodges are ready for that online presence as well.
Love it. Cool. Well, here we are after an hour, and I think we covered this topic very nicely. I think this is a good wrap up point.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if any brothers would like to say something first.
Yeah,
to
anyone
get
from-
on and actually say something.
Anyone from the inner circle? Any of you guys have any thoughts? Oh, sorry, Daniel. I was just reading as I go. I didn't read it before I read it out loud. I apologize. I would try to call you out or anything. But yeah, anyone have any thoughts they want to share? Kadeem? Daniel?
I'll jump in real quick, guys. I do this.
There you go. I was going to say, why don't you just jump on and talk?
This is what I do for a job, and like you really look at it like cost per lead. You know what is your overall investment? You know, if you're sending out a scholarship, let's say $1,000 scholarship. Again, we've already beat this one, but $1,000 scholarship, one person joins because of that, right?
Maybe,
that's $1,000.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, right? And that's if they qualify to join. If you do the investigation and then they make it all the way to Master Mason and then actually dues paying all that for years. A website's so cheap. And then also to the point of like, Twitter and Instagram, sure, reserve your name on them, like for your lodge. But if you're not going to be active on them and people are inbound messaging you, it doesn't help. It actually makes it look worse for you.
I agree.
If you're not using the platforms. So don't use the platform if you're not going to use it, but use the ones that you're going to use, right? Your website, sure, Facebook is great, if you have a group or whatever, but also if you have a closed group, people don't know you're there, right? They don't see that outside of that. So that's something else to think about too. Who your admins are, have multiple admins. So that way, Dennis, you already brought this up. People aren't leaving at some point and you're stuck with a group that has a following that nobody can access. So just additional thoughts there, brothers. Y'all are wonderful. Thank you for doing this.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for your input.
you.
And that's actually like one of the issues that we have with Grandview is I made a Facebook page for us like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, passed that on to somebody, and now there's no way to get a hold of them to get access back to it, right? So we're going to have to figure out a way around that. But yeah, absolutely. That's why you should have more than one admin. That way, if say someone passes away, 3. So what do you think?
I have 3 on every, and the reason why is because if one of us gets mad and walks away, the other 2 people have all the stuff. If 2 of us are friends and did this project together and get pissed and walk away, then you still need to have that one other guy that has access, that has the passwords and has you have to have, so between the 2 guys that build it, okay, they have one of the 2 oh my goodness, the 2-step authentication. Mm-hmm. They have one of them. So like one person, you use one person's phone. That way, if somebody needs to change a password or whatever, they have to contact that person for the phone. And then another guy has his email address. And then the third guy, he has everybody's stuff. And the third guy, he understands. Well, actually, the third guy gets the email. And the third guy understands that this is not about us. This is about the lodge. And the only thing that matters is that he protects that property for the lodge. Mm-hmm. It can't, I go in and build these things and I'm ready to just hand them off to somebody after I'm done. I want to, even though I have 12 that I'm managing.
Yeah, you don't want to juggle all of those lodges. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But the goal is to hand it off. But if I can't, I'm at least going to have different factors in place to protect the lodge from me in case I get pissed off, right?
Or you get
it's almost like right. Well, that's another thing is that your Facebook gets hacked. Your Instagram
gets
hacked.
Happened to me. Yeah.
Website very, very rarely is ever going to get hacked. Mm-hmm. Actually, lose control of your website. I don't. It's almost impossible these days. But I'm not going to say it's impossible because then somebody's going to try and get one of my sites.
prove the point. Yeah.
But right, exactly. But the reality is, though, is when I do security, I always make sure that there's 3 people that have if I die, this is the information. There's always 3 people, and then the authentication is always split between a few different people. That way, you can't You can't do anything without somebody else knowing about it.
Nice.
Somebody else will know if you do it, no matter what.
I don't have any more final thoughts. You wanna add your 2 cents?
Now that I've added my 30 cents. Um, Brethren, this is our honor and pleasure to do this with you and for you. We don't do this with a proud heart, thinking that we know it all, because we definitely don't. You know, Brother Dutton here, he knows more about the cost value proposition than I do, for sure, and because he does it for a living.
Mm-hmm.
I have in the past, but I don't do it for a living every day, so I'm not as sharp on it. We know a little bit about a lot of things, but we know that we have a lot of experts out there, and we need you guys. You guys are experts within our craft, and we need you to step up at this time. We have never had a better opportunity to impress greatness onto our fraternity. You know, we've been behind on everything, all the technology. We've been behind on everything for the last 100 years almost.
Yeah.
And we're at a point in Texas Freemasonry where we have an opportunity to really shape and mold ourselves to be forefront in today's technology and in today's world, and be relevant to those that we're talking to. So they're not asking, who are you? What do y'all do? You know, have it to where people actually know already who we are and what we are and what we represent when they see this on our hat, on our head, or on our chest. They don't even have to ask. That's the goal. That's the goal, is that we do enough good in the world and we keep ourselves relevant enough in the world that people are attracted to us instead of us trying to seek out anybody with a pulse to pay dues. That's the goal.
Yeah.
We need to have a Masonic presence that's sincere, that's educated, that's open-minded, and willing to learn and teach in the same breath.
Love it.
Because it requires it in today's Freemasonry. It requires it.
Nice.
So, brothers, we love you and we appreciate you, and keep telling all your friends about us and getting them on this podcast, and hopefully we'll be able to turn this ship around a little bit faster than we did before. And just as a good example, before we go, Justin, you pointed out the eye in our lodge. That wasn't always there. And it wasn't until we redid the floors, and we actually spent around 30 grand on our lodge in my year. And we redid the floors. We also had somebody come in and redo all the plaster and masonry work on our building, because it's the oldest in continuous use in Texas. It's made out of the stones of the Presidio. And so it had to be a historically certified craftsman. So we had them come and do that, and we repainted everything, and everyone was so excited that my little town of 1,900 people, my little lodge of 80 members that gets about 30 members to any stated meeting at any given time, they were ready to do that.
Nice.
They were ready to put that up after we started getting all these other things done that made our lodge so much nicer. And today our lodge would not be the same without it. In fact, we were talking about, okay, now we're ready to paint the ceiling. Are we going to put clouds around that eye? How are we going to do this?
Nice.
So,
I like it.
Brothers, it just takes a little initiative, and you see the look at the common age. Look at the common age group of those Masons right there. You know, that was very representative of what we saw in Grand Lodge. You know, that's very representative of what you see in everybody's lodge. You think you have a lot of age that's holding you back, but it's not. They just need to be inspired. That's our job.
I don't want to add to. I'm not adding final thoughts, but I just want to say you hit on something important. Action creates momentum, right? You took action, and that created momentum. They wanted the eye, and now you're doing more things. Start with something. Start with something. Don't wait for something to happen. Momentum requires force to happen, right? You have to apply that force to get that momentum, and that occurs through action. Got something?
Yes.
Kadeem, what's up, man? You got something or? Dad joke Dutton. Hey, that's what I do at my job. I'm the dad joke guy.
You're the dad joke guy.
Well,
here.
me, I wanted to just throw in a big congratulations to you, brother Justin. That's the Golden Child. I mean, that's a highest Masonic.
You finally have one of your own to show off.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got mine, and here's my granddad's. So, got a nice collection going. Thank you, Kadeem. I appreciate the shout out for that.
Nice. I forgot all about it. Probably because it wasn't both of our awards, so I just didn't care.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, I seriously just forgot all about it. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Well, I wasn't invited up there to be a part of it when you got it. I'm pretty disappointed. I mean, we're doing a golden trial down in the Coastal Bend area, and I invited the Grand Junior Warden to come down to be a part of it. He's coming down.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that after we go off.
Because this guy was his brother up in his area before he moved down to the Coastal Bend, and so he's coming down. That's how badass a little bit of communication works.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, you got anything else? Anyone?
You're right. Momentum changes everything. It changes everything, and that's why we did the lights, and that $180 it's going to pay for itself in less than a year of our electricity bills. Think about 8 huge ballasts with 8-foot lights going across the top, as opposed to these little LEDs that, man, yeah. And then I'm going to be using a dimmer to put them half voltage to.
You see this? This was full of water before we started live. It's empty now.
Oh my gosh.
Let's wrap it up.
I got to pee. I got to pee. Okay.
Wrap it up.
Well, you shouldn't have started back.
And then I drank some coffee.
Idiot. Golly.
I like to stay hydrated.
Yeah, wait till you get an old one. You'll remember not to do that.
Wrap it up. Let's go.
Okay. Brothers, thank you for joining us. We love you. We appreciate you. If you like us, hit subscribe. If you love us, then become a Inner Circle member. We are going to have a get together this year at some point during the year, and that will be disclosed to the Inner Circle members first. In fact, we may not even announce it to outside people until we have it. That way, it becomes completely Inner Circle, and it's only the brothers that we love and trust.
Yeah, sounds good.
And let's see how long.
Oh my God,
I'm sure Kadeem or Daniel have brothers. Come on, help me out. Start talking. Let's see if we can make.
Oh man,
he deserves it.
Oh man.
No, just kidding. We love you guys. Keep it between the points. Take care.
Between the points. Absolutely.